Staying with you, Seb, Dortmund, Munich, it was Borussia Dortmund 2 to Bayern Munich. Bayern didn't win again, Seb. I mean, I suppose that's the first thing to say. They're still third in the table.
Yeah, so Union Berlin won on Sunday, 1-0, so they remain top. But so the legacy of this game is the controversy. So not even really ugly. I think definitely Jude Bellingham should have got a second yellow card. He made one reducing tackle on Jamal Musiala. Got the ball, but he got everything else, if you know what I mean. And it sent sort of Musiala skittling up in the air. And then he was guilty of a high foot on Alphonso Davies, which probably should have been a second yellow.
I believe Oliver Kahn complained about this on Twitter.
Yeah, so there was a moment at half, like when Leon Goretzka was shown talking to the referee, clearly about what had happened and why there wasn't a second yellow card. And the referee is caught on German TV making that gesture. He's saying, well, he's ducked into the foot. And I probably agree. I think he probably did, but you do see yellow cards for that. But Bellingham, I love watching Bellingham, and one of the reasons is kind of his application in games like this. Dortmund's game plan was to create chaos, was to be aggressive, was to bring the intensity to try and nullify, some of Bayern's obvious strengths. And truth be told, it didn't really work because they went 2 goals down, and then Bayern were extremely careless. Like there's one of the stories of Dortmund's season has been Anthony Modeste struggles. Hasn't done very well since coming in as a kind of he came in as a kind of reaction to the Sebastian Haller situation, and he's found it really, really difficult, and he's lost his place to Youssoufa Moukoko. But Modeste creates the first goal. He misses an opportunity to equalise in about 86 minutes, I think, and you think it's terrible because it's right in front of the yellow wall, and you can feel the whole stadium kind of sag with disappointment. But then in 95th minute. His long ball, which John will back me up on this because he's a big Nico Schlotterbeck fan. But how many times when a team's chasing a goal and they've got their centre halves in the opposition box, how many times do you see the ball break to a centre half and then do something stupid with it, like just hack at it or spoon it off for a throw in? Schlotterbeck controls the ball beautifully, hooks it round to the back post, and there's Modeste to score right in front of the ultras, and the yellow wall goes mental. It's absolutely wonderful. And yeah, obviously Oliver Kahn twisting himself into a knot in the stand was the kind of the headline image. But there was a really lovely moment where at the end of games, German teams, when they're at home, they go to their ultras to kind of acknowledge the support afterwards. And obviously Dortmund did that, and Anthony Modeste and quite a few other players had their kids with them. So Modeste had 2 children, and obviously he's gone from zero to hero, and it's a really nice little redemption arc. But lovely. And also it's important because I think the Bundesliga gets pelted for Bayern's dominance. And, whenever Bayern win or Dortmund stumble, it's never short of kind of facetious comments directed towards it. So this was important. And it preserves also the amazing Union story. And it's just ridiculous.
Absolutely. Union played 9 games, won 6. They're currently top of the table on 20 points. Freiburg, another well-loved team by one member of this cast over there, John, a second with 18 points, and then we have Munich and Dortmund tied 3rd and 4th with 16 points each. It's quite close behind that as well. It's actually turning out to be a very interesting Bundesliga season, so we'll come back and discuss that more.
Can I have a special Freiburg mention for Kofi Kare, who scored his 3rd goal in 3 games? Like he's Ghanaian international who has now played in and scored in all of the top 4 flights of German football. Is a remarkable story. He was at St. Pauli until last year, signed for Freiburg in the summer, and he's a super player with really cool goal celebration. Does kind of backflips and stuff, which is nice.
It's worth saying that John has been aggressively nodding throughout you speaking. Then he's
quite rightly,
very much agreeing with what you're saying. Yeah.
No, he's a super player, and he was at he went to the Africa Cup of Nations with Ghana last year, or beginning of this year. Sorry. And he's going to go to the World Cup too. So someone to look out for because he's an excellent player.
Can I just say, Freiburg signed Ritsu Doan, Matthias Ginter, Michael Gregoric, and Daniel Kofi Kare for 13 million euros this summer.
Well, all together.
It's amazing business.
Wow.
Yeah.
And also Nico Schlotterbeck-Bauer. What a man. Yeah. What a man. There are outfield players who, like further up the field, who wouldn't be able to do what he did for that goal.
If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel.
The Athletic is home to some of the world's best sports journalists, including David Ornstein, Daniel Taylor, Ollie Kay, Amy Lawrence and Rafa Honigstein. There are journalists dedicated to each Premier League team, so every fan gets the coverage they deserve, not just the big clubs. And you can try it for free now for 30 days. See the link in the description.